Welcome everyone to DM Podcast episode 10 with the delightful Mick and Mark. Today we're just going to be talking about the previous week's news that was posted on YouTube channel, some bits that might not be posted, just general taxi chit chat. This week we are live streaming to the YouTube, so as we're filming this now, it's being live broadcasted to the YouTube channel. If you want to be involved next week, just make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Driver Matty on YouTube. This week, the comments can only be made by YouTube members, not everyone. Just to give the members a little cheeky perk for being a member. Because if you want to be a member, you can click by going on the join button below the YouTube videos. Because it's a YouTube membership. But yeah, and if you're watching a clip on TikTok, hello. And give us a little cheeky follow. So I'm going to start off with what I've been up to today. And then I'll go over to Mark. But first of all, so today I got up, I had a busy weekend. I'm absolutely knackered. On the brink of quitting YouTube and the taxis and just going to Tesco's and stack shelves. But I'm going to crack on, because that's what we do. But yeah, got up this morning. I had my part 2 training at Liverpool Council again, which is part of the taxi licensing. That was the last day, I think. I've got maybe half a day coming up this week, and then I'm done. And I'm a fully fledged, fully licensed private hire driver. And then I've got to do this today, really. And then that's it. I might do a little bit of poop. Oh, actually, I will mention, we were talking in the WhatsApp group last night, weren't we? And we're actually doing a head-to-head. So make sure you check out the channels and follow and stuff, because there's a head-to-head challenge of Uber Liverpool night versus Uber Liverpool morning, and see who earns more. So that'll be a cool little video. That's Paul, one of the other members. So yeah, that'll be going live this week, hopefully. But yeah, that's it. Mark, how are you, lad, and what have you been up to?
Busy weekend, all over the place, airport runs. And this morning, back to back in. Then when I got back to Sheffield, did a bit of Uber for about a couple of hours. That were who? And then home for some lunch, and then on this. Same old, like Groundhog Day, innit?
The airports. Yeah, I think it's the craziness after the summer holidays. Like, I feel like I need a week holiday after the last 4 weeks. I checked, I think I've had 2 days off in like 4 or 5 weeks. You know,
What's
fully
the day off?
fledged days off. What?
It's lies. Been a caravan twice.
You know what? I would have been a caravan at the start of August.
Sure, you went at the end of September as well.
Apologise.
Not end of September, sorry.
No, beginning of August. That was the only time I went. But anyway, Mick, what have you been up to?
Work.
I'm flying.
No, he's not flying now.
Doing
He's
a bit of ATC.
ground control.
End of night.
Mr. Tom.
I haven't been flying.
Yeah,
What did I do?
You've been landing the planes, haven't you?
I think it was about 4 days ago, my last flight.
Was it?
Yeah,
You're enjoying that? You're enjoying that more than flying?
Yeah, air traffic control. Yeah, definitely. It's
For
a bit
me,
boring at the
it's,
minute because it's a bit slow on the network that I'm on, but as I progress in it and go, because it's like you got to do all sorts. It's as close to real life as possible, basically.
Yeah.
You've got to do you got to do so many hours in your position you're in. You've got to pass exams to go to the next position and all sorts like that. It's crazy.
Loads of role-playing games now, isn't it?
It's bossed
Loads of real-life stuff now.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
Role-play.
But yeah, apart from that, my work this morning was at 10:30. I've got a 4:15 and 6 o'clock, all JLAs.
Nice.
And in between, I've obviously done this morning school run, and I've got a school run at 3 o'clock before my 4:15.
Obviously, which is your own kid today.
I've got to break the news. She's got to take her to dance, not me. So
you haven't broke that. You haven't told her yet, no?
I haven't told her I've got a job on, no. She should know though. She can see me diary.
Fair enough. So you've been quite busy then.
Yeah, it's ticking over.
Is it
Been
looking?
all right. It's still
Is it
quiet.
looking?
Don't get
Is
me
it looking
wrong.
starting
Quiet.
to? Yeah.
Bus work has. Bus work's declined. And the cars are running around like mental. Now,
Yeah. The
I'm
the
doing a bit
cars
of
are normally
car work.
solid for September, aren't they?
I'm doing my car work myself as well. To be honest, like
There's the bus,
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock one's a car job just from town to JLA. I don't mind the JLA
You
cars
live near
because
town, so it's a little flipping 20-minute job for you, really, isn't it?
yeah,
You're probably
that's what I
talking,
mean.
what,
And
45-minute round trip?
40 quid job up to JLA. Do that all day long. I'll do
Yeah.
JLAs all day long over Manchester's. I don't get drivers. I really don't. Set
No, people
14,
prefer the big
14,
ones, don't they?
14 to 20 miles round trip, depending obviously where you are and where you're going. And you're getting, what, 60, 50 quid for it. Yeah, for an extra 30 quid, they'll add, what, 50 miles on? 60 miles on?
And also probably double the time as well, won't it?
And
Do you know what I mean?
well, yeah,
How many
it
miles
takes
is
one.
it?
JLA's only tops probably 10 miles.
Oh,
Obviously, if you venture out of like into the Formby and top end of in Sefton and things like that, it goes a little bit more. But yeah, average is probably about 10 mile.
I've just got a flipping man here to Southport tomorrow. That's a flipping trek, innit?
I hate
how
Southport.
far's that then? How far's that?
It's 30 miles just to get there.
No, I mean, yeah, well, yeah, it's a good run. No, from mine, it's not 30 miles, is it? No, from mine,
From
it's about
Liverpool, it is.
30 miles, I suppose. It's not.
It's thereabouts. No, it
No,
isn't.
it can't
Sorry,
be.
where am I thinking?
No.
Not Southport. No, it is. If you go to the top end of Southport, it is. Like Churchtown ways.
It's right. I reckon 20 is. But... Nah, 21.
How much is that paying then?
Is that from
Manchester to
yours?
Southport.
No, from the city centre. Yeah, but that's going. Obviously, that's going
Yeah,
straight.
But it takes what?
Through Crosby.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I can do Southport in half an hour from mine. Obviously, but I'm at the bottom of the 57.
Motorway
So
network.
straight up the. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
it
So I'm
paying?
straight up. Through mine, 90. They booked a large car. So, but that's going from Manchester Airport, not Liverpool. Manchester Airport to Southport. Pretty sure that's like 40 mile, isn't it?
£2 a mile.
40 odd, yeah.
Just over.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the job
43
mileage,
mile.
you gotta get back.
I know. The joys of airport transfers, eh?
Yep.
But what's going to yeah, so it was all right, but it's one of them, innit? It's very competitive in certain areas, like you know as well, Mick, innit? Going from Liverpool to Blackpool, it's just like a reduced competitive rate, innit?
It's a joke. I
Do you
hate
know what I
that
mean?
trip.
Yeah, because you wouldn't do. You see,
I can't
Mark, you
believe
wouldn't do.
drivers are
You
still
wouldn't do
doing it for
Liverpool.
90.
I know. So you wouldn't. So just say Liverpool to Manchester Airport, right? It's 70 quid, right? So it works out around £2 per mile, right? Yeah. But when you go from Liverpool to Blackpool, for some reason, it's not that. Do you know what I mean?
And how far's that?
Blackpool's going to be 60, isn't it? 55, 60.
55,
And how much does that pay?
Yeah. 90 quid normally. So it depends on the
Yeah,
company.
so
90 to 120, depending on the cars and stuff.
all right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think it's just local competitiveness, you know what I mean? And I think Liverpool to Blackpool is quite a popular run. Because obviously, if you've got to go to Blackpool, you're going to more or less fly into Liverpool Airport, aren't you? It's really the closest airport, really. So it's quite a competitive run. But what I was going to ask you, Mark, is because obviously we get a lot of JLAs, and it's normally like Liverpool Airport to town, like a little 10 milers. But every time I hear you've got a job, you're always like Heathrow, East Midlands, Manchester. Do you ever do like a little 5, 10? What's your local airport to Sheffield? Have you got actually a Sheffield airport?
The nearest
East
like,
Midlands, owner.
right, okay, right. The mileage, the nearest is Leeds Bradford, I think. Leeds Bradford stroke Manchester. Then you've got East Midlands, and then Birmingham, Heathrow. Probably
Wow, so that's why
Liverpool's.
you're so busy then.
Yeah.
So you've got no local airport?
We did. We had Doncaster, Sheffield Doncaster, but that's reopening soon. They've just signed a 125-year lease, so that's going to happen. And then I've got a short. Funny you should say that. I've got a short trip on. I'm just having a look now. On Thursday, I think it is Thursday or Friday, to Woodall Services. So it's only about 15 mile down the road from me to the services. I think that's where they
What's that paying?
Coach phone.
50 quid, I think.
Yeah, it'd be a minimum fare thing, won't it?
Yeah, I think 45, 50 quid.
Yeah,
I think they'll be going on a cruise. They'll be in a coach down to Southampton. I thought it'll be a cruise.
When that Doncaster opens, we were talking about this the other week when we were in Liverpool, start to get more flights in. When you get the little local airports like Sheffield Doncaster, a lot of them will just be getting like an Uber or a neighbour or a family member dropping them off. Where normally, if you're going far, like East Midlands or Manchester, they'll book someone like yourselves, won't they? So do you reckon when Sheffield starts running flights, do you think it's going to die your work down or make you busier?
I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know.
Doncaster's still got to be a good 20 mile for you, though, hasn't it?
You're probably looking at about 20 minutes, 25. Before it used to take about an hour, but then they've built like what do you call it, like a dual carriageway straight into it. It takes about 20 minutes straight down the M1 M18. Only takes 20 minutes.
It's not bad. Yeah, but what's the mileage on that?
I'm looking now. Well, Sheffield
17, 18 miles, 20 miles.
Well, it says here Sheffield City Centre, the Sheffield Airport. I'm guessing that's not the same one.
Sheffield Doncaster Sheffield it's called.
No, this one's called Sheffield Airport, Free Europa View, Tinsley,
No,
Sheffield.
We had one, but that was only open a couple of years. They closed it.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. So what do you reckon?
I reckon it'd be about. I'm trying to think. Let me try and work it out.
Oh yeah, I've got it up now.
I reckon about no more than 20 mile, 18 mile.
Yeah, 25 mile it is from the city centre, like.
Yeah, city centre says Parkway is probably about 4 mile, 5 mile.
Oh, by the way, Haas has just joined into the chat. Hello, Haas. He's just saying hello to us. Right, listen, what I was going to cover today, there's a few things, but the main thing that's hit the news, right? I just want to tell you the story. So I actually found out what one of the lads had done a YouTube video and a TikTok, and then it went mad. And I spoke to one of the local taxi drivers. He was theft and badged, and he was fuming because his details were online. So we went to the Echo. The Echo contacted me, and then they didn't quote me then because I weren't directly involved. So even though I'd done the video and released the news, the news picked it up. It's gone mad. It's on all sorts, BBC, Echo, Taxi Point, and it was about the data breach on Sefton Council. But what I found out originally when I'd done the video, I thought it was wrong, but I thought it might have been a mistake, and it's come out and said that it was. So I think what they were doing is when they were setting up their systems, so that holds all the information of the drivers and the vehicles, they put it publicly online instead of privately on their server type of vibe. And you could literally search any information, like a postcode or a vehicle license or a name. You could search John and it'll show every Sefton driver's details called John, the home address, the works, and there's talks about there's going to be people suing and absolute carnage. Now, we were all right because we're not Sefton, but would you be fuming, Mick, if all your home address was like public? Do you know what I mean? Where like you could search your registration on your car as you drive past and then find out where you live. That's really pretty bad, that, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah, but it wouldn't have bothered me because I'm an operator anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, your details are public anyway, aren't they?
So we usually only have to search our operator's address, and we're registered from our home address anyway, so.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were an operator then, and just say you were doing like Uber, and you had a little bit of road rage, someone seen your van and went, saved your little reg, and then just went online and found out exactly where you live. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit naughty, but obviously it's a bit hard for you, innit? Because you're.
It's not right, obviously. If you don't want them details publicised, then you have a right not to have them publicised. They've obviously made it made an error, haven't they? So yeah, there is. They're obviously going to get consequences for that error, but that just shows you how incompetent these people are at councils and things like that. This is the people
It's
that
a bit
make
of a
up.
bad one, isn't it?
Do you know? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
What do you reckon, Mark?
I don't like it when people ring me up. You know, when firms ring you up with your mobile, I'm always like, where are you getting my number from? So I won't be happy at all. I'll be kicking off. I won't be as chilled as Mick.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mick's chilled.
What happens, Mick, if you find out where you live? Not bothered. Not bothered.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? No, Mark. So as an example, so obviously with the leak on Sefton Council's releasing everyone's driver's home addresses. If, just say, you were at the airport and you had a little argument with someone or whatever, and they could literally search your license on your vehicle and find out exactly where you live, or your kids live and everything else, would you be happy or wouldn't be too bothered with that?
No, wouldn't be happy at all.
I don't know.
I think it's
People are saying about suing and all. They're talking about suing now and all that.
Thing is, this day and age now, you just don't know what anyone's going to do. You don't. Do you know what I mean? And then if it's out there that someone can just go and get your... But it's internet. It's internet, though, and internet you can find all sorts on the internet, but a direct route to your house, where you live. Now,
if you think about it, if I'm in the back of your car and I'm like a bit of a creep, or like obviously if you're a female female driver, and I'm a bit of a like a bit of a predator or whatever, I can sit there and your badge is always on show, innit? I can just search your badge number and find out exactly where you live. Nah, mate, that's really bad, that, innit? It's scary, actually.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
They took it down. It's not like
it's
they took it down.
That's one of the lads' phone. That's what I mean. But that's where it was a mistake, wasn't it? More than it was obviously definitely.
And they're going to get the consequences. But at the end of the day, what are you actually going to do about it now? Apart from get a bit of compensation.
Would you get
nothing now? It's all done and dusted, isn't it? You've closed it. Everything's done. But what I'm trying to say though, the breach it's been out there, hasn't it? It's when like the big companies shut down Xbox because all the passwords got leaked online and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It happens quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? So I think just personally affected us on it because obviously we're all private eye like taxi drivers.
Yeah.
It's like the Sefton drivers. I've spoken to a good few of the Sefton drivers and they were not happy. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially how paranoid taxi drivers are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Causing mayhem. Do you know what I
mean? Come on, Mick. Is he asleep?
Yeah, no. I think so. Yeah, proper zombie today, isn't he? You alright, Mick?
Why? Because I don't have much more else to say on that matter.
It's just so laid back.
Not what you can do about it. What physically are you going to do about it? It's happened. It's done. It's dusted. What's the point in stressing over it? It wasn't even my details anyway. I'm Liverpool plated, so...
Fair enough. Let's move on from that one, then. Yeah, then here's one for you. So, it's actually up your way, Mark. Yeah, I think it's North Yorkshire Council. Is it North Yorkshire Council? Is that anywhere near you?
Further north, I'm South Yorkshire, but yeah, it's Leeds and York, innit? Up round there, innit?
Is it? Is that North Yorkshire? So they've actually come out now. And with Hackneys. So in Liverpool, I don't know, we're one of the only cities outside of London that every Hackney has to be wheelchair accessible vehicle, so a WAV vehicle. And only really black cabs are on Liverpool Council, where other councils have cars as well as wheelchair accessible vehicles, you know what I mean? You know, like little cars with lights on. So they've come out now and said in North Yorkshire that they're only going to allow electric vehicles or wheelchair access vehicles by 2025. So they're kind of forcing the hands of the drivers. And myself personally, I've said I'm a big pro EV fan, but I think that's a bit too extreme, really. You know, forcing people into something, especially financial. The price of wheelchair accessible vehicles and electric vehicles, they're expensive. And I just think it's a bit pretty mean. Like, imagine now, Mark, if Sheffield come out to you and, right, you've got to be in a full electric private hire car by next year.
Do you know
what I
what? I wouldn't put it past the Sheffield City Council. They would do something like that. But going back to that, does that mean that in 2025 is that registered for the first time, or like I don't know, like Sheffield's got, you can have a car on the road for 9 years, and say you've got one that's say if I've just bought a car, registered it last week, and I've got 9 full years on it because it's brand spanking new. Does that mean after them 9 years, my next vehicle has to be electric or a wave car kind of thing? Or do you have to change it from 2025 no matter what?
Yeah, so what they've actually done, so for new drivers from April 2025 joining on,
So
it has to be electrical. But for previous drivers, it's 2030. So it's literally 5 years. So if you went and bought your brand new car now and you wanted 10 years out of it,
got 5 years.
You can't. By 2030, which is in 5.5 years' time, every Hackney has got to be electric or wheelchair accessible.
So why? What's the reason behind that? Do we know?
No idea. I'm assuming
because
just another
the government's
council.
The government's put back the thing for electric cars 2035, isn't it? So why is the council going in for?
Yeah, has that moved back to 2030 now since Labour come in? I'm not too sure. It's changed loads, hasn't it? I'm not too sure. But to be honest, the council's come out and just said, I'm assuming the council just wants either, do you want people in full electric by 2025? Or as a little bypass, they need wheelchair accessible vehicles. That's why they haven't enforced full electric for everyone. Do you get me?
So you're a taxi driver. You're going to get a new car. You live on a terrace, so you can't charge. So your electric's out of the way, and you don't want a easy accessible car. What happens then? You can't do the job.
No.
Oops.
That's joking,
isn't it? It's bad, isn't it?
That's bad, isn't it?
That's pretty much the same. I mean, we're been given a little bit more notice, but it's the same as the government saying by 2030 you've got to have an electric vehicle. It's the same thing, isn't it?
I still don't agree with it.
It's a joke. You shouldn't be forced hand.
Yeah. I reckon electric vehicles should be part of the future. I think they're great, loads of positives, but there's loads of negatives. Like out the three of us now, both of you would fail because Mick is mainly minibus work in his diesel, and there's no full electric minibus that's viable. And Mark, and also Mick can't charge at home, can you? Because you're in a terrace. And Mark's the same. He's got no off-street parking, so he couldn't charge at home, and he does a boatload of miles. So same again. Out of the three of us, I benefit with electric car, but you two don't. So how can you enforce the public? It's mad. But isn't it 2020, 30 thing got to 35? Was that London or was that everyone?
No, I thought they put it to 20.
They need to
start
thinking about prices, don't they? Because the price is astronomical to buying just an electric vehicle on its own. Maybe some years down the line, I don't know. Maybe the prices are lower because I don't know. But if you had a diesel car now in front of you and an electric car in front of you, and they're both the same price, I think you'd probably go electric anyway.
Yeah.
If you can charge.
No, but you wouldn't have to worry about charging because you're only going to be paying the same price on superchargers.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
So you've the only reason people are comparing whether you charge, compare diesel and the electric between electric charge and diesel cost. What?
I don't think I
Why
would.
not?
I don't because it's I'm going to go and charge. I'm not going to go and charge. I'm going to go and put some fuel in my car now. It's going to take me 5 minutes to put fuel in. To charge it, you're looking at what, 45 minutes to an hour to put half-hour charge on, 40 minutes charge.
15, 20 minutes now these days with the rapid
charges. Is it 15, 20 minutes? Right, okay. So
yeah, but still, they're limited. You can't go round your corner to your local supermarket. It's got to be specific. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is.
If you can home charge, I'll do it.
Yeah, there's still restrictions with the superchargers, and the superchargers can be a bit hit and miss. And I can see what you're saying, Mick. But that's the problem as well. Is the benefit of electric car is the super cheap home charge. The bad thing is they are expensive up front. But now, if you have a look now, I've been looking at second-hand cars, electric cars. You can get the Model S's now, the Model 3s. You can get the Kia e-Neros. And what's a surprise, though? Have you seen those MG5s? They're quite popular on the taxis, like the MG Estate full electrics. Yeah,
I've seen a couple.
I'm sure you can get them for like 10 grand now, second hand.
Wow.
Honestly, and that's a full electric estate that does over 200-mile range. Do you know what I mean? So it is getting more affordable, but still, again, I don't recommend anyone.
The other thing as well is HGVs. How are they going to be able to do the job?
I know.
Well, Tesla's done one, hasn't he? I don't know what the range is on it, but a Tesla's done it.
Yeah,
HGV.
and it's ugly.
But I think it's a gimmick as well. It's what's it called? Like you know, the ones that aren't actually for mass production.
The price of that
just
thing?
done a Oh, was it a lot?
Go and have a look at the price. If you wanted to buy one, go and have a look.
Well, I'm not. Can't bring up Elon with me because he starts getting angry and swearing.
I reckon you could get a house cheaper. That's how much it is.
Well, you can actually get on Tesla's web. Oh my God, you can get on Tesla's website. HGV cost. Hey. Oh my God. $250,000.
Get 4 then.
$250,000, mate. Oh yeah, by the way, you know, for the electric 2030, 2035 thing, 80% of new cars and 70% of new vans sold in Great Britain has to be zero emission by 2030. So it's not complete, it's just a percentage. But then by 2035, every single new vehicle being sold is going to be full electric. So even that's not worrying. People are panicking about the 2035. If it's only new vehicles, you can buy a car in 2034, diesel car, can't you? And keep hold of it for 10 years, can't you? So it isn't like we're all going to be, it's going to be years and years and years before we're all forced into electric cars, isn't it?
Thing is, I read somewhere the other day that Volvo were going to be the first ones to go all electric. They've stopped. They're not now. They've scrapped it.
Yeah, but
so do you think other ones are going to go follow suit?
Possibly.
Normally it only takes
pretty
one,
sure,
doesn't it?
mate. But they can't. They still can't thingy. So what happened was Volvo had the idea to, instead of doing this percentage thing like the government is, right? Because don't forget, all manufacturers has to follow the government's outline of their thingies, you know what I mean? So what's happening with Volvo is they're not going to try and beat the government and say full electric by 2030. They've come out and said we're just going to stay with government guidelines. Do you know what I mean? So they're not going to try and up the government and do it quicker. One sec. Just let me go, Haas, everyone drives, not all drivers. Yeah, that is true, Haas, about no drives for home charging. And Liam, infrastructure is not in place in most areas. Houses aren't built for it. That's a hybrid, the way to go forward. Yeah, mate, it's very situational, isn't it? So what's your drive, Liam? Liam's one of our latest members. He joined last week. By the way, Liam, you can join our WhatsApp group as well, mate, if you haven't already. When you go into the membership link, it gives you my number. WhatsApp me and I'll add you if you want to join in to the WhatsApp group. Because Liam's actually joined last week, but he's not in the WhatsApp group. But yeah, honestly, I think, myself personally, I think, I've said this from day one, haven't I? I'm a big EV fan. And the fact that there's no viable full electric minibus drives me insane. Because if I'd go out and get a 9-seater eVTOL now, if I can do 300-mile range, do you know what I mean? But they're just not there.
What
about yourself, Mick?
Go on.
Would you get a full electric if you had home charge? Yeah, if you could home charge at home, you had the driveway, and you had a full electric minibus that could do 300-mile range, would you swap the legend, the myth, the traffic?
To be totally honest, well, no, I wouldn't. I'd needs to be a traffic.
You love it, don't you?
I'd even changing from a truck to a Tornado. I'd even consider if I have to. Do you know what I mean? But like I've just said before, it wouldn't. Obviously, there needs to be a little bit more charges on the road and things like that. But come 2030, I think that's their less concern. that's easy to throw up little points and charging areas all around for everyone to use and make it a little bit more accessible for people. That's the last of their concerns, you know what I mean? But I honestly think if the prices of the cars were lower, you'd get more people buying them. Because you wouldn't have to worry about... You wouldn't have to be comparing how much is it going to charge me on electric to diesel, and am I going to stop money from not using diesel because I've got to pay the extra 10, 20 grand extra on my car. You wouldn't have people comparing that. Do you know what I mean? This is what I was. This is what's more frustrating. The forcing you into something. As soon as you walk into the forecourt, it's 20 grand extra. And everyone goes, what?
And that's the thing, how many miles do you have to do to save that 20 grand? Like for the taxis, I think it's massive. If I do 4,000 mile a month, I'm saving so much money. But Bob, who drives to Tesco and back doing 20 miles, 30 miles a day, he ain't going to be saving 20 grand, is he? In fuel.
It's not. This is what I mean. Someone that uses it for next to nothing. It's different for us. Mileage is a big thing for us. Do you know what I mean? We're doing possibly 100 a day plus. Even just out on normal work Ubering, you're doing probably 100 miles.
Yeah.
If you're doing 8, 10, 12-hour shifts.
Wish I only did 100 miles a day. Flipping it.
I've done it. I've done it. I've done the math where like my diesel from my previous car pays for the full finance and insurance and the electric charge of the Tesla just from my last car's diesel cost because I do so many miles. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I see the benefit doing it in this job. Do you know what I mean? My wife went into the Model 3, but only because she got a second-hand one bargain, and she was actually looking at getting like a normal car for the same price. The second-hand market is where it's at. New is really poor. It's so expensive. But like I was looking the other day at the EQS, and it's a full electric S-Class Mercedes, 450-mile range, hatchback opening roof, massive for luggage, chauffeur work, the works, and you can get them between 40 and 50 grand second-hand. Like a year or 2 years old. And they're like 130, 140 grand car. So they've fared 2/3 down on the price in like a year or two. Like crazy. Like I said, that EQS for 450 miles, that's a dream boat of a car, that. Do you know what I mean? But it's the whole car minibus argument again, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but one thing I did say, I don't know if you've seen it the other day. I've done a video. I think it was actually, I might have only done it members only, but it was on the Lancashire Police's Facebook group, and there was a big crash on the motorway, or there was something on the motorway, and he closed the motorway both ways, right? And they were waiting for a bit, so they would get all the kids out the car, and they were running up and down the motorway, and then they were playing frisbee. And then some of them just bailed and walked up to the services to get a scran or whatever. And then they reopened the motorway. But the people were still in the services, getting food or whatever. And the motorway opened, and then the police opened, and all the cars were going. And there was a clip, I see him, a picture, and literally there's a car in the fast lane, and there was a car in the slow lane, and one, like on the hard shoulder, just parked up and abandoned, and then the motorway opened and all the cars started whizzing through. Did you see that, or did you clock it?
No, I've not seen it.
Didn't see it, no.
Mate, I've been on some road closures before, and I've never actually dreamed of just abandoning my car and just walking to the shop, do you know what I mean?
No, you wouldn't. I mean, getting out, standing on the motor and have a chat and playing frisbees, yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't walk a mile down the road to come get something to eat.
Walking back with fast food.
No, imagine that. But you can get back to the car just when you open up. Go on.
See, moving out the way and getting off and things, that's not too bad. But what happens when it all clears and there's someone coming flying down the motorway at 70? There's 3 cars. Another crash.
How are you meant to get to your car? Because when he's walking back on his Burger King or whatever, he's going to be an open motorway and his car turned off, like no hazards on or nothing in the fast lane. Like, what are they going to do? Oh, mate, some people scare me, with the common sense in there. Have you had any closures lately? When you're going to the airport, have you had any bad closures, or they close the road down on you or whatever?
No, not really.
No,
the worst ones
plain sailing.
I haven't been stuck standstill for a while. Fuck it. Just give me some wood. Such wood. Jesus. I haven't been stuck for a while, but I have encountered, the night closures. Absolute pain in the ass.
They're bad at the moment around here, aren't they?
Tell you what, Woodhead.
It baffles me how they can close. It was funny the other night. I was having a rant at my windscreen. Why just there over that? Why? Because they closed half the M60, so that was all tingied down. And I mean, it wasn't bothering me too much. The roads were dead. Do you know what I mean? It was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. But the fact that you didn't prepare for it. What a flight landed, customers are out, and you're like diversion following diversion after diversion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just screaming.
They close every motorway that we need as well, don't we?
They closed from Junction 5 to Junction 6. I can't remember. Is it Junction 4 to Junction 6? And the junction for the airport is Manchester Junction 5. You're thinking right over an airport junction. I mean, obviously something needed to be done work-wise, do you know what I mean, or whatever they were doing. But to do that and then think, hang on, coming from that side, it's the M60. They'll use the M60. No, they closed that down as well. Why not one night? Just no common sense to them. I know what. There's a diversion route from the for the M56 being shut. Let's close that and that at the same time.
Count yourself lucky, right? There's probably 3 routes that go across to Manchester. You've got the Snake, you've got Winnets, and you've got the Woodhead. Every now and then they shut all 3 routes, and you have to go around the M6. Well, there's 4 routes. You have to go up the M1, M62, and it's like an extra 60 mile.
It's bad, that, yeah. So why did he close all 3 at once? Don't he leave one open for you?
There's only one explanation for it.
But the thing is, there's different I think there's different councils as well. So they obviously don't talk, do they?
Like one way,
there's only one explanation for it, and that's to fuck us in the ass. That's what it is. That's one explanation. That's right. The only explanation. Screw all the taxi drivers out of work at night.
You're making a good point. You know the funny thing is, like we're like you, Mark, right? We have to get to the motorway, to get to Manchester Airport from ours. Like you go down to 56 over the bridge on 56. You go down to 62 M6 56, or you can stay on the 62 and go down the M60, right? But like what Mick's saying is too, they go right. We're going to do some night closures now, and we'll close the 56, the M62, and the M60. And you're just thinking, like, why would you do that? Or what else they done as well is, the turn-off coming onto the airport. During the summer, they decided to close the turn-off to the airport during the summer holidays when it's the busiest time of the airport. Why? Like, why would you do that? Do you know what I mean?
Why not do it in December when no one's hardly going anywhere?
Yeah. How about the 3 lanes getting closed for the one fella with a strimmer? Have you seen that one? They closed 4 miles of 2 lanes on the motorway, and you see one guy at the end with a little strimmer, like that. But like, it's literally 10 mile of motorway closed, like that. We ought to do. They're doing it now on the M62. There's one lane open on the M62.
Yeah.
But for about literally, I'm not even messing. It must be about 8 mile, and there's one guy with a strimmer like that. Like that's just, you know what I mean? Like, why just close like 200 yards and then just move the closure up or something, do you know what I mean?
I don't get why they closed 2 lanes for them either. And why haven't they got a machine that can just drive down the fast lane, close the fast lane, have a machine that cuts the grass, and away you go.
I've got one for you, right? The M1. So your junction 36 on the M1, so it's just north of Sheffield, goes all the way down. Normally it takes me from Sheffield, junction 34, down to junction 24A or something like that, East Midlands. Takes about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Takes an hour and 20 minutes now because it's 50 all the way. Because, because it's gone from hard shoulder to smart motorways and now they're reverting it back to lay-bys. Have you been up and down the M1 at all? Have you seen it?
No, I hardly ever go down the M1, mate.
I don't go past
chaos.
Birmingham.
I don't go past Manchester.
You don't come out your room.
I won't pass Birmingham.
Is it bad though, Mark?
Yeah. Especially going down to Heathrow.
Do you know what, we were talking about this, right? And the other day, I was going to town for something I can't remember. Going to town, and to get to town from mine, you got to hop on the motorway for one junction, right? And I've done a video on this, and there's so much controversy over it, and so many people like give their opinion. So I'd love to know your two opinion, right? So when I was in mine, I always use Waze, and I've used Waze for a long time, right? And then I sat nav, and everyone went, right, the M62 is shut. There's been a bad smash, 3-car pile-up, they've shut the motorway. Everyone's saying avoid it, right? I went on Waze, and it told me to go down the motorway. But it said an extra 10 minutes. It was red. But it was still telling me to go down the motorway. But it's been closed for 20 minutes before. And I'm going, what's going on? Check Google Maps. It told me to go down to 57, South Liverpool, into Liverpool city centre, right? And that was telling me this long. Waze was still telling me to go down the motorway, which was completely shut. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people commented and told me about, I know Mick doesn't do much, but you still do bits. Have you ever used Uber's Nav recently? Because people have been saying that it's actually been okay. And also, do you use Should you use Google Maps, Waze, or Uber Nav?
I've always used maps. I've never different. I tried to use Waze.
Always use Google Maps.
Always used Google Maps. Always. I tried to. Now, if it comes to a night I know something's happened, I'll probably check both because I know a lot of people were using Waze and relying solely on Waze, and everyone you'd asked used to go, yeah, Waze. I use Waze, blah blah blah. So I used to, if I knew something had happened, I'd probably check both. So that shows me a little bit. I'm not going to say, yeah, go and use Google Maps, it's the best. Blah blah blah, because I know you can get caught out with it. But I just couldn't use Waze. Just I don't know. I think it was just. That's the words I'm looking for. It's too childish. It looks a little bit.
Hey, do you want a subway as well when you're driving on the motorway? That's not safe, is it? Hey, do you want this foot-long sub?
Yeah, things like that. I don't know. I just didn't like the interface of it.
I've got to admit, I use Waze for local. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From A to B locally. But if I'm doing, so basically doing Uber, I do Waze. When I do my airport runs, it's always Google.
I've always used Uber Nav anyway as well when Ubering. Always used Uber Nav.
I use Waze because the Uber one doesn't take you through bus gates lanes in Sheffield, whereas Waze does.
That's a good point. Yeah. You can set it in Waze, can't you, to go through taxi?
I don't solely rely on it though. That's the
I don't. Locally, I don't.
You need. Do you know what I mean? If you're working around like Uber and things like that, I don't solely rely on it. If I see Uber trying to take me somewhere and I kind of know where I'm going, it's just sometimes obviously there's one ways, little bits that you don't know because we're not going to know the roads inside and out as much as with taxi drivers, and the customer in the back expects you to be an A to Z. We're not. Do you know what I mean? So, but I don't solely rely on it. But if I think Uber's going wrong, I'll go, hang on, well, I'm going there. Why is it taking me there? I'm not going to follow that. I'm going to go my own way because I know where I'm going. Do you know what I mean? But I don't. This is another reason why I don't work out of town either, because I want to know where I'm working. Do you know what I mean? If a customer in the back says to me, "Where you going?" and I'm like, following the sat nav. I don't like saying that to a customer. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to argue my point, because some customers think they're right and they're wrong.
I had a
90%
job,
of the
right,
time.
and I was picking them up on the other side of Manchester, and I hate Manchester. I hate working Manchester because I'm just not confident, like you say, Mick, out in town. I'm not confident. There's no lip like the back of my hand. Not confident at all about Manchester. And I had this job. It was a private job, going the festival in Ashton-under-Lyne, coming back to Liverpool. So I just go there, pick them up, come back, right? And honestly, you're driving in a junction like that, but only some of the lanes are like tram lanes and bus lanes, and there's a bus and a tram, and I was at a junction and looked to the left, there's a tram coming, I looked to the right, there's a bus coming, and then I looked over and the road went like that, then there's a roundabout in the middle, and I'm looking at the nav, and the nav's doing this, and I'm just going, mate, I hate it, you know. Do you know what I mean? It just does me head. And I don't know how people can just drive to a new location and then work that location for, say, like the weekend. You know, we'd like to sleep in the car and stay here all weekend. I don't know how people do it, because I get so stressed out and I feel so uncomfortable working somewhere that I haven't got a clue where I'm going.
Do you know what
I mean?
that is? Yeah. That is called the Wolverhampton effect. You just exampled what it's like to be a Wolverhampton driver. Like, what do I do?
Can we confused like mad and end up in the wrong, coming down the wrong way?
Oh, mate. I got one the other day. I can't remember what plate it was, right? I can't remember what car the plate was, but he was out of town. He didn't have a clue. So he's driving like that. He's like, that's a sat nav. You couldn't even see the road because he's like that on a sat nav. And he's driving like that. And I'm going, you all right, mate? And he's like, yeah. And where you from? He's like, Liverpool. And oh yeah, where about, mate? He goes, 1 sec. And he's like that on the sat nav. And he's going, and he's just so terrified. He just didn't have a clue. And then he got to Hanover Street, and we were going to the John Lewis little roundabout behind the bus stops, Mick, yeah? And he just went Hanover Street, and the Uber nav was telling him to go straight, and it was literally buses only. Big sign saying buses only, not taxis, buses only. And he went sat nav straight through the buses only lane, yeah, and then straight and dropped me off. And he's following the Uber nav, right? And I honestly got to go to the car and went, Jesus Christ, like, why put yourself through it? The fella looked like he was nearly crying. He just didn't have a clue where he was going. You go to town, and you know what town's like, Mick? Scooters flying about everywhere. He's like, oh, mate, honestly, I felt so stressed for him. Do you know what I mean? Because I have been there when I've done like a long distance job, dropped off a bit. You know what I mean? But if he's like drove here to work for hours, like, oh my God, I don't know how people do it. I really don't. Do you know what I mean? Because the rules differ from city to city, don't they?
Yeah.
Can you do bus lanes, Mark? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So Sheffield, Liverpool, you can do bus lanes. Warrington, you can do bus lanes, but you get a fine for the post. You send off and say, I'm private hire, and you squash the fine. Manchester, you can't do bus lanes. Chester, I think certain areas of Chester, you can. So the rules from city to city as well differ as well. So, like, yeah, it's just, it's just crazy, isn't it? It is just crazy how people can do it. Do you know what I mean?
Just on private work, you know, when I first started, like now I know like a concert in Manchester, one of the arenas there, like thingy. I used to panic when I first started doing the transfers just to pick up at a concert out of town. Do you know what I mean? Festivals and things like that. I used to panic. Like, Manchester is bad. I couldn't work Manchester. Like, I'd end up in tram lines and everything if I was down there. Be fighting with the tram.
It's confusing.
Driver.
It is confusing, isn't it?
You can literally drive down the tram line. Some tram lines you're allowed to like drive behind the tram. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, certain hours and all that.
Certain things. I'm pretty sure there's. That's what I mean. You've got trams, have you, in Sheffield?
Yeah. We got trams.
That's what I mean. So you can drive with the trams.
Yeah, you can front of the tram or be on the tram.
Stop it.
Yeah,
can you really drive on the tram?
I've even overtook a tram.
I've been in Manchester, stood by a thing, seeing where it's saying trams and like thingy, and I'm like, I can't go down there, and I've got a car behind me going beep 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 beep. Like go, like Oh, down there, it's tram lines. Fighting
Oh, mate,
trains.
it's the same in like America. It's got like a mad rule, haven't you, in America, where if you're at a set of lights, you can turn left. Or is it turn right?
No.
Turn left.
Turn right.
Or turn right at a red light.
Yep.
And like I said, if you're not from America, you wouldn't have a clue. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And there's loads. Mate, honestly, I've never actually had the confidence to drive on the wrong side of the road. Every time I've been away, I've always got like taxis and stuff. I've never attempted.
Oh, it's
to drive.
fantastic. Trust me, it's fantastic.
Oh, and where have you drove on the wrong side of the road?
America, France,
They're on the
Greece,
right side,
yeah.
aren't they?
Left.
Oh no. Yeah, they're on the wrong
Yeah,
side.
right hand side. Yeah, they drive on the right. Yeah, sorry, yeah. But I can remember once, very first time that I'm going back about 20 years now.
Is it Canada that has to drive on the same side as us? Is it Canada?
No, Canada's the same as America, I think.
Cyprus does. Cyprus drives on the left like us, and I think Australia does as
Australia
well.
Australia does,
it
doesn't
must be. I knew there was somewhere like in a distance where they're still on the same. Must be Australia.
I like to sample India.
Oh my God, no, mate, that looks carnage. That looks carnage.
That's a free for all, that.
Yeah.
That looks terrifying, that, because like it looks like there's no like order, but it runs perfectly. Do you get me? Have you seen some of those clips where like all the traffic's just doing
by
that?
yours, Mark.
Yeah.
Go and sample India.
Oh my God.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh yeah, Liam's just put here. Yeti Sweez, Liam's Kia Nero 1.6 plug-in hybrid. Belter car, my wife had one. Average 70 miles per gallon on the run. Yeah, that's good, that, mate, because it does about 30-40 mile full electric as well, doesn't it? He charges at home. He's got a driveway, but he went to hybrid to see how the future goes. I think 50-50. Next car, electric car, but depends on how the market looks in a few years. Definitely, mate. Liam, if you're going to go electric, mate,
It is, isn't it?
go second hand. And yeah, you should be signed for future proof because the second hand market's plummeted. So it's probably a good time to buy at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So what are you all up to today then? Because I've run out of subjects now.
Oh, bloody hell. No.
Are you
I'm going to go and
finished now,
strangle my
Mark?
dog, I think. Have I finished? Yeah.
I can hear that.
Can you hear her? She's doing me nutting.
I can hear that. I'm lucky. I've got a Frenchie and his bark is like a farty bark.
She's upstairs on our bed looking out the window. She's
anyone.
a nosy thing. But mine don't. Shut up.
I can't hear them.
Can't you?
No.
I can. Yeah, so school run and then my 2 jobs. And I haven't got one till 9:30 in the morning. Oh, Wednesday I've got a 4.
Do you know what? I had a job on Saturday, and you know what? I can't stand, and I don't know how you do it. So this job was 11 p.m. pickup, right, on a Saturday night, yeah. And the last job I had was like 2 p.m. So I got in. I had done a couple in the morning, and I got in at like 2:30, say, right. And then I literally couldn't relax all night. I couldn't like put my feet. Do you know what I mean? I just couldn't put my feet up, watch a film, enjoy a film, have a pint or whatever, just relax. Because I knew in the back of my mind I had at 11 p.m. and it literally blew me whole Saturday night. So I'm proper weird, and I with like timings and like routines and stuff like that. And I'm like thinking now, like I had such a busy August with just in and out airports all over the show. I was speaking there, I might just go back to flipping Uber for 2 weeks and just not do any airports, or like, you know, really minimise them and just have a little break from that strict routine. If you've got to be here when.
I think, right,
if
you do that, if you do that, you'll be pulling your hair out.
I reckon
You will last. You will last.
A day, one day.
You won't even last that long. You'll be about 2 hours. 2 hours. I'll bet you do that challenge. I'll bet you money. You do that challenge with Paul tomorrow, and you'll say tomorrow afternoon, never again.
Do you know what, right? Do you know what, though, right? It was funny because I literally was saying that today. I was literally going, you know what? I'm going to quit the airport and go on full-time Uber, right? And then literally got a job through for that Southport one for tomorrow. Literally like an hour after me saying it. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of my customers, so obviously I can't. I'm not going to turn it down. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I know. I know you have all these mentalities, don't you? And you have all these ideas, and you go, "This has been a hard graft. I'm knackered now." Yeah, I'm going to have 2 weeks in no airports because, like I've said in the past, the benefit of the local taxis or Uber is you're online there, you're offline there, and that's the end of it. With the airports, you've got ones in the afternoon or later on. You got to wait for. I've got your phone on loud just in case your job pings through from an operator you work for. Are you in like a WhatsApp group, Mark, with your operator with Fastest Fun?
Yep. Yeah. I've been looking now because he sent jobs out today for the rest of the week, and he's got
That's
about
my whole
6
point.
or 7 new ones.
That's my whole point, though. Do you know what I mean? So you never really switch off, do you? Even watching the telly, you be caught in the ice if any last-minute jobs come out for in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it would be nice just to be able to go offline and be offline. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, that's me. But obviously, I know Mick is definitely going to disagree. 100%. Look at him smirking.
Disagree.
Do you know, for science, but would you actually...
You're trying to build an airport transfer company, and now you're sitting there going, I might give the airport up.
No, listen. I said for a week or two, right, for one. And two, Mick, my airport transfer company is A, UK wide, and B, I've got loads of drivers. So if you're watching this, by the way, and you're considering booking, don't worry, I'll have someone turn up for you. I'm having a bit of time off. I'm having a little bit of a respite. There's always someone going to be picking it up. I've got one for midnight on Thursday, and I wanted the lads are going to go and get them because yeah, not working. I'm not working midnight. But yeah, honestly, I just think
your van turn into a pumpkin?
100%, mate. But you know what though, right, Mick? Do you reckon and obviously you run your own airport transfer and you're busy, you've got first dibs and all that. But do you reckon, like, I'm not saying you should do it, but could you do Monday to Sunday next week and not do a single airport run and just go out and try and earn your week's money on Uber? Could you do that now? Or could you literally, no chance? Like, it's like a mad challenge.
I think I could, yeah. But it'll kill me. But then after that, I'll be like, this is sound, this. It's alright. It's getting back into it. That's the hard part, getting over the threshold of getting back into that routine. Do you know what I mean?
That's what Mark's saying though about me quitting straight after. Because I said to the missus, because she knows what I'm like more than I know what I'm like, and she said the same. She went, it's just because you're not switching off when you're not in work. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously I've got all the YouTube and creative and video and as well as the taxi stuff, which is always on the back of my mind. Do you know what I mean? Figuring new ideas and content ideas and everything else. So I've never really switched off me 24/7. But yeah, that's exactly what you're saying, Mick, and what you're saying as well, Mark, is when I go out tomorrow to do my part of the challenge against Paul, I said to my wife last night,
it's a challenge.
I'm going to try and stay out until the school run. So tomorrow when I go out at 7 a.m.
try.
You won't even make it to 10 o'clock. I bet you any money you shut that, you come 9 o'clock, you'll go, I've got another hour to go, but I don't care whether I've lost or not. I'm calling it.
No, he'll do it. He'll do it, but he'll be on the thing every 5 minutes. God, I'm killing me.
Paul now. Paul's just popped into the chat. How are we, lad? We're just talking about the challenge, and am I going to be able to finish the 3 hours? But you know what though?
Are you doing? Is it 3 hours you're doing, not 4?
No, what we're doing, Paul's doing tonight. He's doing, I think, 7 till 10. 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. And then I'm going to do 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. and see how it compares. Obviously, there's loads of different variables, you know what I mean? It is very, like, luck-based, as you know, with the taxis anyway. He could be really dead and I could be freakishly busy. Do you know what I mean? It's not really... But it'd be a fun little challenge just to see how the morning rush compares to...
I reckon you've got the upper hand over Paul, though.
You should do,
anyway. You should do.
Who do you reckon will win, Mark?
It's prime,
Who do you think will win? Him, Paul, all day long. Because I think you'll quit.
Quit 3 hours. I'm not that bad.
Matty, right? There's times when you go online about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we get a voice note at 7 o'clock. I'm doing the going home game because it's quiet. You ain't doing 3 hours.
You've got 2 hours of prime time where you should be thingy. Where
I know.
You're in peak time.
Students are back though, aren't
Really,
they?
you should
Yeah,
win.
he's doing a Monday night and all. Monday night's notoriously the quietest night of the week and all, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, let's see what. He's just commented. Oh, you're doing tomorrow morning, sound. I'll do mine tonight. Yeah, so Paul's doing his tonight,
Yep.
and then I won't. You'll send the videos, but I won't watch it. And then I'll do my videos, and then I'll blind react once I've done mine. I'll watch his videos after my shift tomorrow morning. But I said to the wife, I said, if I do 7 till 10 tomorrow, I'm going to try and get back into the routine a bit and try and get a bit more structure with the Uber and stuff. You're already shaking your head. And I was gonna try and stay till 3 p.m. until I pick up my kids.
No. There's
You climb the walls by 10 a.m.
Right, there used to be 2 things. There's 3 things that's guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Matty not completing a challenge because he just can't do it. I'll be very, very surprised. I will do a forfeit if you do full 3 hours and you've got to prove it. You've got no chance.
Do you know what, though? What we were talking about last night in the WhatsApp group was the Uber relay. If we can organise that, that'll be a good video. So if anyone's listening, the Uber relay, what we were thinking is we all do, say, 4 hours each, and we'll all have the time slot, and we'll see how much you can earn in the solid 24 hours, but we'll relay it. So just say I'll do 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. Then someone else will do 9 a.m. till whatever, 1 p.m. or whatever the 4 hours is, you know what I mean? And 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. right through to the following morning, and try and record a full 24-hour shift on Uber and see how much you can earn, just by a bit of funness. But I reckon that'll be quite fun now. Would you have a go with that, Mark?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. I would.
Kill myself and do 4 hours on Uber for you.
Would you do 4 hours on Uber?
Yeah.
Why not? Nice. That'll be fun then, won't it?
But
Yeah, I'm guessing because obviously
I want to be in the XL one now. Don't be putting me X.
yeah, well, no, we're not going to restrict it, you know what I mean? Because obviously we can't expect you to turn down work. You just go out and just do your 4 hours, do you know what I mean? You just specify in the video, you know what I mean, what you do. Paul's just put, if we played going home game, Matty would win.
We'd have to do an X and
What?
an XL one.
What?
You'd have to do an X and an XL one. It's about
What,
finding out a
separate?
24-hour shift. Yeah, do separate. Have we got enough XL
Yep.
drivers though? Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, between XL. Yeah, and I could do it in the bus before the seller. Yeah, possibly. We have to wait and see, won't we? But like I said, we're always up for little challenges here and there, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
I'd do an X and an XL one. So 24-hour shift of what you can earn on Uber in an X. 24-hour shift what you can do in an XL.
Yeah, I think exec would be too hard, wouldn't it? It's not many of us that have exec cars.
Then you'd have to find enough exec drivers. Ask the exec to do 6 hours instead of 4.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Right, it's 2:30. Obviously, we've got school runs to do. I've got to get ready, get set off to school run as well. We calling it a day, kids?
Yeah.
How we found it? Was it all right today?
Yep.
Mark, I think has your mic been okay today? Yeah.
You'll find out when you go put it up.
I'll probably be a complete. What? When I first got it, I was like that when I. Hello, testing.
Yeah, if you don't know, Mark doesn't really do technology very well. Do you know what I mean?
I do normally. Just the wrong sort of technology.
It's just all mesmerising. Switch, you know.
Hey, when we first come in, when we first come onto the stream before we went live, right? This is Mark. So yeah, is this how you work the microphone? Ooh. Guys, I'm ending it. Right, boys, girls, if you're watching on the live stream, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. And we're going to end the stream now, and I'll catch you soon. And the podcast as well. Don't forget, guys, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on TikTok. Give us a follow on TikTok. Join the membership if you want. Join the WhatsApp group. It's a good laugh. You'll enjoy yourselves. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, peeps. Nice one. Mark, Mick, thanks again.
Bye. Toodle pip.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Barney.